Welcome royal secret. What happens when the seemingly unshakable calm of the Danish royal household is pierced by an unexpected storm from within? When the very structure of the monarchy, its future, and its family bonds are suddenly called into question, not by a media frenzy or foreign scandal, but from the hand of its own top-ranking insider. Well, prepare yourself for a story soaked in palace intrigue, deep-rooted royal protocol, and family loyalties hanging by a thread. Because something seismic just shook the heart of the Danish royal family. Henrik Bekker, the powerful chief of staff of the Danish royal court, a man rarely seen, even more rarely heard, has broken his silence in dramatic fashion. In an unprecedented move that has caught the attention of Europe's press, aristocracy, and every royal watcher across the globe, Bekker has reportedly called King Frederik X to order. Yes, you heard that right. The monarch himself, beloved son of Queen Margrethe II, the freshly crowned King of Denmark, has been openly challenged over a deeply personal and painful issue that's haunted the palace halls for nearly 2 years, the royal titles of Prince Joachim's children. But this isn't just about honorifics or hierarchy. This is about family, duty, and the age-old battle between modernization and tradition. So how did we get here? Why is the chief of staff taking such a bold stance against the king? And what does this mean for Prince Joachim, his children, and the very fabric of the Danish monarchy? Buckle up, because this is more than just a royal disagreement. This is a power struggle echoing through gilded halls, with consequences that could ripple far beyond Copenhagen's royal palaces. To understand the enormity of Henrik Bekker's intervention, we must first rewind to the royal earthquake of 2022, when Queen Margrethe II made a decision that left her own family reeling. In a move that stunned both Denmark and the international community, the Queen stripped the children of Prince Joachim, Nikolai, Felix, Henrik, and Athena of their prince and princess titles. In their place, they were granted the more modest titles of Count and Countess of Montpezat. The reasoning, according to an official palace statement, it was to give the children greater freedom and to streamline the monarchy. But the backlash, immediate and devastating. Prince Joachim, the younger son of Queen Margrethe and younger brother of then-crowned Prince Frederik, now King Frederik X, gave a rare emotional interview, revealing that he and his family had been blindsided by the announcement. Even more shocking, he claimed they were given only 5 days' notice before the decision became public. His children, especially the older boys Nikolai and Felix, both public figures and respected in Denmark, were reportedly heartbroken. So were their mothers, including Joachim's former wife Countess Alexandra, who publicly decried the move. This wasn't just a bureaucratic shift. It was seen as a public rejection, a royal demotion in full view of the world. Fast forward to 2024. Queen Margrethe II, in a surprising New Year's Eve announcement, abdicates the throne, handing power to her eldest son, now King Frederik X. While the ceremony is celebrated with royal pomp and emotional grace, the tensions surrounding Joachim's family never quite dissipate. In fact, for some close to the palace, they simmer, beneath the champagne toasts, public smiles, and national pride. King Frederik has inherited more than a crown. He's inherited a divided family, and the decision about how to handle the fallout from the title's controversy rests squarely on his shoulders. Insiders suggest that while King Frederik had tried to smooth over the situation in private, no public reversal or compromise was ever made. Joachim's family remained titled as counts and countess, living partially abroad and largely absent from the central royal scene. Which brings us to now. Henrik Bekker, the chief of staff of the royal household, the man responsible for coordinating the activities of the monarchy, upholding its image, and advising on sensitive matters, has reportedly stepped in. Sources close to the Danish court reveal that Bekker has called King Frederik X to order, urging him to reopen the matter of Prince Joachim's children's titles. This is not an easy move. Bekker has served under Queen Margrethe with distinction, known for his discretion, loyalty, and strategic mind. For him to intervene publicly, or even semi-publicly, signals that the crisis has reached a boiling point. Insiders allege Bekker's message was clear. The rift within the royal family is damaging the institution's long-term unity and public perception. More importantly, Bekker is said to believe the children were unfairly punished for royal politics beyond their control. Did King Frederik act unfairly? Was he simply continuing his mother's legacy? Or is there a deeper conflict within the House of Glucksburg? Prince Joachim, now residing partly in Washington, D.C. due to his role as defense attaché to the Danish embassy, has largely remained quiet in recent months. But behind the scenes, royal commentators suggest that he has continued to advocate for his children, especially as they grow older and navigate public life in Denmark and abroad. Both Count Nikolai and Count Felix have established successful modeling and social careers, making frequent headlines in European fashion circles. Their royal heritage still draws massive attention, and yet, without their prince titles, they remain in an odd limbo. Prince Joachim's allies have described the move to strip his children's titles as emotionally cruel and politically unnecessary. And now, with Henrik Bekker stepping in, the prince may have just gained a powerful advocate within the very heart of the royal system. While the monarchy remains beloved in Denmark, this latest controversy has divided public opinion. Some Danes feel that the monarchy must evolve and slim down. They argue that in a modern democracy, only the immediate heirs should carry formal royal titles. But others are more sympathetic to Joachim's family, especially the children. They view the decision as a cold bureaucratic strike, one that damaged the royal image by exposing family drama and emotional wounds in the public eye. Now, with Henrik Bekker's involvement, many Danes are asking, could this all have been handled differently? Polls and social media sentiment have shown increasing sympathy for Joachim's children. They are, after all, young adults growing up under intense scrutiny, caught between royal obligations and personal ambitions. In the world of royalty, those who truly wield influence often do so from the shadows. They don't wear crowns, appear on postage stamps, or pose for official portraits. But they pull strings, resolve conflicts, and, at crucial moments, speak truth to power. Henrik Bekker is one of those figures. As the chief of staff for the Danish royal household, Bekker holds a role that combines diplomacy, internal strategy, protocol enforcement, and public management. He is, in effect, the gatekeeper of royal order, and more importantly, he is the last line of defense when royal disagreements risk becoming constitutional crises. Bekker served under Queen Margrethe II for decades and built a reputation as a calm, methodical, but fiercely loyal courtier. His loyalty, however, has always been to the institution of the monarchy, not just to any one person who occupies the throne. That distinction is crucial. When Bekker decided to intervene in the growing tensions between King Frederik X and Prince Joachim, it wasn't out of personal preference or favoritism. According to palace insiders, it was out of deep concern for preserving the integrity of the monarchy itself. So what exactly did he say? Sources close to Amalienborg Palace claim Bekker issued a formal advisory, both privately and via internal royal channels. His message reportedly urged the king to reopen discussions about restoring the prince and princess titles to Joachim's children, or at the very least, to offer a public reconciliation plan that would demonstrate royal unity. In short, Bekker believed the damage had been done, and the silence had gone on too long. King Frederik X is known for his calm demeanor, athleticism, and, people's king, reputation. But since ascending the throne, he has faced one of the most complicated starts to a reign in modern Danish history. From navigating international diplomacy in the wake of global unrest, to balancing environmental initiatives with royal obligations, the king has had little breathing room. And yet, the issue haunting his palace corridors is not political or diplomatic, it's personal. The decision to strip Joachim's children of their titles was officially made by Queen Margrethe, his mother. But many believe Frederik did not oppose the decision at the time, and may have even supported it in an effort to streamline the monarchy for future generations. So now that he wears the crown, can he undo a decision that he tacitly supported? That's the bind he's in. Reinstating the titles could be seen as a reversal, a sign of weakness or inconsistency. But continuing to enforce the decision risks permanently alienating his own brother and nephews, and giving the impression that blood ties come second to image management. Henrik Bekker's intervention forces King Frederik to confront this dilemma head-on. To many Danes and royal watchers, Count Nikolai, Count Felix, Count Henrik, and Countess Athena are not just names on a family tree. They are members of the royal family the public has grown up watching. Let's look at each of them. Count Nikolai, born in 1999, has carved a niche in international modeling and creative business. Handsome, poised, and well-educated, he has become a fashion icon across Europe. Count Felix, born in 2002, also dabbles in fashion while focusing on his education and personal brand. Count Henrik, born in 2009, and Countess Athena, born in 2012, the youngest of the group, are still coming of age. But even now, media scrutiny and public interest shadow their every appearance. In losing their royal titles, they didn't just lose ceremonial status. They lost centuries of heritage in a single announcement. That psychological impact, especially at a young age, has been quietly devastating. What's more, they must now navigate a life half in, half out of royalty. They are expected to behave royally, carry themselves with dignity, and face public attention, but without the institutional support or protection once afforded to them. In Henrik Bekker's view, that contradiction is both unfair and unsustainable. For the first time in years, Danish talk shows, news outlets, and royal analysts are heavily debating the title's issue again. And what's becoming clear is that public sympathy is shifting. While the 2022 decision was initially accepted by many as part of royal modernization, new polls show that nearly 56% of Danes now believe that the move should be reconsidered or reversed. A growing number, especially among younger demographics, see the children as innocent casualties in an adult power game. Social media has exploded with hashtags like #JusticeForNikolai, #DanishRoyalDrama, and #BringBackTheTitles, especially after Bekker's rumored intervention was leaked to the press. Public sentiment matters in a constitutional monarchy. And as the monarchy's relevance increasingly depends on maintaining public affection, King Frederik must now weigh tradition not just against modernization, but against popular perception. The biggest question hanging in the air is this: will King Frederik X reconsider? There are whispers within Amalienborg Palace that a quiet solution may be in the works. Rather than fully reinstating the titles, one possibility is a special honorary recognition to be bestowed upon Joachim's children, particularly Nikolai and Felix, as they enter adulthood. Another option being explored is the creation of a royal service charter, which would outline new roles for extended royal family members, allowing them to serve Denmark publicly without traditional titles. But nothing is confirmed, and insiders warn that internal politics are delicate. Queen Margrethe may be retired, but she still holds symbolic weight. And any reversal of her decision must be handled with extreme care. Henrik Bekker's statement may have lit the spark, but whether it leads to flames of change or gets quietly extinguished behind closed doors remains to be seen. The heartbreak of this saga lies not just in lost titles or media headlines. It lies in the fractured relationship between two royal brothers. Prince Joachim and King Frederik were once close. As boys, they shared royal tutors, summer holidays, and the rare bond of life under the world's spotlight. But in recent years, their differences have deepened. Joachim's life has taken him abroad, first to France, then to the US, while Frederik has stayed in Denmark, rising steadily through royal ranks. Their philosophies differ. Joachim is seen as more direct, emotionally open, and globally minded. Frederik, more traditional, cautious, and duty-bound. Henrik Bekker's intervention may be the first step toward reconciliation, but only if both brothers are willing to step toward one another. Royal sources say that a face-to-face meeting between them is being considered. Whether it takes place at Fredensborg Palace, on neutral ground, or never at all, only time will tell. Thanks for watching.